Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and I know I'm looking a little bit glam for today's book review, but I just thought, why not? We're in isolation, let's make myself feel better. So anyway, what I'm gonna do is do a cheeky little series review for you instead of a just single book review. And you probably already know, but we will be reviewing The Dark Artifices by Cassandra Clare. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how I say it. So don't be fooled, there is only 3 books in the series. The other one is a special edition of The Queen of Air and Darkness. Without further ado, let's just get into the review. That rhymed. First off, I want to say that Cassandra Clare is probably one of my favourite authors ever in this whole world. So this review is going to be 99.9% positive and 1% negative, even if that. Just because her writing, her style, the world she's made, everything I am just obsessed with. So now that disclaimer's out of the way, let's go through the books. The Dark Artifices is what the whole trilogy is called. There's 3 books, obviously it's a trilogy. The first one is Lady Midnight. The second one is Lord of Shadows. And then the third one, mate, these books are actually massive, is Queen of Air and Darkness. And also I keep forgetting about this, she has like the easiest signature ever, but I do have her signature in all 3 of those books because I did go to her book signing. Can't believe it was 2 years ago. Insane. And it was for the release of Queen of Air and Darkness is what I went to the signing for. I did get this lovely edition here, which is just beautiful. If you didn't already know, it is actually the sequel to The Mortal Instruments, which I think is set in about 2012, and this one is basically set when it was written in about 2018, so it's been a few years since the events of The Mortal Instruments and the Mortal War and all of that. But if you haven't read The Mortal Instruments, you can still read this one beforehand, I think, because she is really good at explaining certain things. So there is a war that happens in The Mortal Instruments, and this war is kind of the big elephant in the room in this series. And when it's first mentioned, she does give you a quick kind of overview of what the war was without it interrupting the narrative too much. So you don't have to have read The Mortal Instruments, but it definitely does help in your understanding because you kind of then know all the characters, their like importance, the stature and all of that. And this one, instead of kind of following around Jason Clary and the Lightwoods and all of that, this one is more about the Blackthorn family and also fairy politics between Shadowhunters and faeries, because at the end of The Mortal Instruments, faeries played a huge role in basically on the bad side. They weren't on the good side, and as a result there's been like laws put in place to kind of persecute faeries. But yeah, so the relationship's just a little bit touchy. Now the Blackthorn family are actually my favourite part of this novel. In the Blackthorn family you've got Helen, Mark, Julian, Tiberius, Livia, Drusilla and Octavian. So basically Helen and Mark are both half fairy, and Helen has been kind of banished to another world because she's a fairy basically, and same with Mark, he's been banished off with Wild Hunt, which is in fairy. And then there's Julian, who technically acts as the head of the family because his parents were killed in the war, which isn't a spoiler because it happens near enough straight away, and he says it straight away, okay? Then you have Emma, who lives with them because again she has been orphaned by the war, as a lot of people have. I hope that was brief. So I really love the fairy politics aspect to the novels. It's something that goes all the way through, and to be fair, I just love fairies in general. Like after reading Wicked King by Holly Black, I love it so much, and I still need to finish the rest of that. So the last time I read this was actually about 2 years ago when Queen of Air and Darkness came out in 2018, and it's just, from what I can remember, it's just full of those Cassandra Clare tropes, you know it's one of her novels when it's full of like forbidden love, full of action, suspense, mystery, magic, and just a little bit of fun at the same time. She really makes you kind of feel for the characters and just think that they're real people that you want to just hug. Like, the Blackthorn family have been through so much. Julian just needs a spa day. Okay, he just needs a spa day. The way Cassandra Clare writes is actually in the third person, so it means that the reader has a lot more insight into what all the characters are thinking rather than it being limited to one. So that kind of allows for that sense of mystery and suspense, because you know what's going to happen, but no one else does, and it's so stressful. And there's a lot of moments because you just think, why did that person have to die? Why did that person have to be evil in the end? Why did this person have to do this? There's a lot of that, so I do just remember it being so intense. Another thing that I really like about Cassandra Clare's book series is that they're just so full of inclusivity. It's not just your bog standard cisgender heterosexual characters of kind of European white descent. It's a whole bunch of people. So you've got people from ethnic backgrounds, you've got people from different sexualities, you've got people that look different, like warlocks for example. They all have these special marks that differentiate them, but they're like some of the most powerful people. So, and it spans back to basically the first series she ever wrote, which was set in Victorian England. So yeah, this series includes a character called Diana, and as the series progresses she divulges some secrets about her sexuality and her history, and then it gets into a relationship with a big bad fairy guy. And fairies are people that are people that are quite fluid in the way they see the world. They don't see it as rigid and black and white, so he was thinking more so about like, why does that matter, like, you know, that's just who you are. In true Cassandra Clare fashion, it wouldn't be a series without a major plot twist. Now would it? So yeah, towards the end of the novel, so towards like the climax, there is a massive plot twist, and it's one that makes you doubt who you trust in life. Like, it really shakes you because you just wouldn't see it coming, and that is the worst bit. So stay tuned for that one, and also stay tuned for all the others that come across on this series journey. This whole series even is just so good. It's by far the best one. I say that, but now I'm reading Chain of Gold and this other new series, and not quite sure how I feel about it yet because it is set in the Victorian times, but it's got the Herondales and I love the Victorian Herondales, so yeah. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there. That was my review of The Dark Artifices by Cassandra Clare. Now, I apologise if it wasn't like that informative, because come on, I can't spoil the whole series, but I just want to say her writing is incredibly clear. She's so descriptive. If you don't like someone that describes everything a lot, then I probably would say steer clear of this slightly, because she describes everything and it's brilliant because you get a real picture for the scene and you just feel like you're actually there. And the writing is in third person, so again, if you don't like third person prose, then this may not be for you. And I never used to like third person prose, but now I really can see the appreciation in it, because the way she does it, you can't even tell that it's third person because of the depth of feeling and emotion she goes into each character. It feels like it's from their own point of view. And she picks up on some really key topics, like, yeah, you think fairy politics is not relevant to real life, but it could be a metaphor. Who knows? She does pick up on different areas of kind of society and just does question them. So when it comes to sexuality and forbidden love, she brings it to light in a fantasy setting, and it does make you think like, oh yeah, why can't they be together? I just really like the series. I really like her stuff. Okay, so that was my review of the Dark Artifice series by Cassandra Clare. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry if I blabbed a lot. I just see, I'm doing it again. stop. So yeah, that was my series. If you've read it, comment below what your thoughts were. If you haven't read it, let me know if you want to. So yeah, that was the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, all the good stuff down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. That was but oh, the sun's come out. So I do just remember it. Can't speak. That makes no sense.